Wherever earth is bounded by ocean, no part of it, Masala, will raise arms against you. For you is left Britain, whom Roman arms have not yet vanquished. For you, the other part of the world with the sun's path between. Facing the ocean coasts of Gaul, there are many islands in the ocean, the largest of which is called Britain. This island was not visited by foreign forces in ancient times. Neither Dionysus nor Hercules is recounted to have campaigned against it, nor any other hero or warlord. In our time, Gaius Julius Caesar, who was called a god for his achievement, was the first recorded conqueror of this island, for he defeated the Britons and forced them to pay fixed tribute. However, we shall describe the events relating to this in detail under the appropriate date. The interior portion of Britain is inhabited by those who claim on the strength of tradition to be native to the island, and the coastal areas by those who crossed over from Belgium to wage war for booty. Almost all of these are called by the names of the states for which they originated. As Caesar sat on the shorelines near his fateful opinion, his desire to cross the ocean, as they called it, did he really think that he could achieve what he wanted? Did he think he could conquer Britain when he went there? Was it a case that the landmass was something he didn't really understand, didn't really have enough details about, and didn't know enough to actually make work for him? Or was it a case of he already knew what he wanted, and that was not to necessarily conquer, but to gain tribute, gain trade links, and gain control of the area? If that was the case, then even that I would call a mild failure. But even without that, he might have been able to conquer quite a lot of territory in quite a short amount of time. As we know, Roman soldiers marched and crossed into boats, which then would cross an ocean. And with it came a change brought on by the need, the necessity, you might even say, to actually spread and continue to gain those things which they were so desperate for: slaves, materials, both raw and fashioned, and the expansion of empire for colonies, for conquest, for glory. And all of that comes about because in 55 BCE, Julius Caesar decides to have a go and see if he can make some sense of this new land that he wanted to take over, this new conquest that he sought so much for. It is one of those things that we'll never really know the answer to, other than his own personal writings, which, to be fair, are better than most of the things that we have. We don't really know fully why he did what he did, but what we do know is that that conquest set in motion a lot of different things that we would never have even discussed before. And that is the goal of Roman Britain: to bring you the outsider view, quite a strange land, both from the change that we see in the landscape, the Iron Age British and their opinions of this new world, and the Romans themselves, who come both to conquer and to settle, and what it meant to everyone. Keep in mind that this is a new way of thinking for a lot of these people, and it brings about its own sense of exploration and adventure. that's what we're looking at with the new podcast of Roman Britain. I hope you'll join me in that quest as we walk down a new road, as we talk about all of the British Isle and the effect that these interlopers, these invaders, had on changing Britain in its own way, and changing it in a fashion that will be both drastic and have a measure that will change the world. At least that's what they hope. The Welsh History Podcast is a member of the Evergreen Podcast Network. To find more information about them, please follow them at evergreenpodcastnetwork.com. Thank you for listening.